Good afternoon. My name is Erin Murray, and this presentation is for Sports Law at Full Sail University, and I'll be covering the Sports Law Biz blog. The Sports Law Biz blog was created by Peter Ott, a University of Virginia law graduate. He wanted a resource for students and professionals interested in learning about sports law and business. This podcast features Jonathan Stoller, a certified NBPA, and has written many articles about sports and entertainment on varying issues. This podcast covers an article he wrote for a law journal entitled Creating an Equitable Playing Field, Virtual Protection for Male Athletes in Revenue-Generating Sports Who Are Predominantly African American. In the 1920s, white colleges and universities didn't want to be associated with African American players. In 1916, Rutgers had an African American player, Paul Rogerson, on their team. Washington and Lee College refused to play against him due to his race. Rutgers didn't play him because they would lose money if they didn't play Washington and Lee College. Similarly, in 2015, Missouri, a swastika was painted on a dorm room and the college did nothing. When the football team refused to play Saturday, they finally did something. Stoller said litigation is an option, but it's costly and on a case-by-case basis. I think it's crazy colleges and universities won't act to protect every student unless it involves money. In the future, I will take this into account if I work for a college or attending a college. I would see if there are any prior cases involving race or discrimination and how it was handled by the university. California Senate Bill 1525 is the Student Athlete Bill of Rights. It gives schools in California money for health care to pay for premiums and deductibles. But here's the kicker. It only pays for USC, Stanford, UCLA, and Berkeley. This is because they get large amounts of money for media revenue. This bill does not cover smaller schools where there is a need as well. Stoller is glad the top 5 schools are guaranteeing scholarships. What this means is if an athlete gets injured or hurt, they will still keep their money to continue their education. People say student athletes are getting paid by getting an education. They get a stipend, which ends up being anywhere from a couple hundred to a couple $1,000s a year. This is not enough to pay for clothes, parking, trips home for a family emergency, and other necessities. The head coach of the National College Player Association is a former UCLA linebacker and would steal toilet paper, soap, shampoo, and food just to get by. Stoller suggested a larger stipend for students. This could be done by cutting coaches' salary and redistributing the funds. This blows my mind, and I think athletic programs need to take into account the type of economic background a student is coming from. Some students don't need it, and others are in desperate need of it. I am not a student athlete and have never been. I think it's good to know for friends and family members who have children attending college and to know what their scholarship covers. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and here are my references.